Now, CSquared, a Pan-African technology company, is expanding its West Africa fiber network with the addition of a cross-border solution from Abidjan to Monrovia. Now, this adds to existing infrastructure solutions from Accra to Lagos. The CEO of CSquared, Ian Paterson, says this backbone represents more than just fiber. It's about building a stronger digital foundation for West Africa's future. Now, he joined us earlier now to discuss more on the journey to realizing a future where no country or community is left out of today's digital revolution. Take a listen.
So this is part of a much broader campaign that we're working on, and we've been working on for some time now, around bringing alternative infrastructure through the terrestrial routes that have previously only been served by submarine systems, to provide more resilience to Africa and to drive the regional connectivity for West Africa in particular. I think everybody probably remembers it's about 18 months ago there was a major crisis where 2 subsea systems went down and put some parts of the continent into blackout for an extended period. And we're working together with our partners, being other private sector operators and governments, to try and avoid that from happening again and drive new wave of digital inclusion.
Yeah, because it's quite an interesting work that you're doing, and I'd like you to speak to why cross-border infrastructure like this are very crucial, especially for landlocked countries.
Well, look, I think digital infrastructure is the lifeblood of a modern economy in many ways. From the most basic, simple financial transactions through to complex manufacturing processes, everything relies on digital infrastructure and connectivity. If that goes down, the entire economy takes a major, I think, hit. We need to ensure that there is resilience, that the latency is lower, that the cost and the access prices are affordable. Our open access business model helps enable that. We can avoid the need for people to build duplicative infrastructure to try and lower the overall cost of ownership and allow the end users to get the best possible quality of service. So it's really essential. The internet doesn't stop at borders. Business doesn't stop at borders. Crossing over from one country to another in a seamless manner is absolutely essential for a vibrant region.
Let's get to the issue around competition and collaboration. And I'd like to know how, in your model, you are ensuring that other partners see what you're doing, your intervention here, as more collaborative rather than competitive.
Well, look, ultimately, our industry is interesting because we both compete with our customers as well as serve them. And it's up to all of us to find a model that works to reduce the overall cost of deployment and the cost of services to the end users. So with our solutions at the moment, we're working with customers, suppliers, governments, partners, other telcos, both in our existing footprint and beyond, to try and get into parts of the region that have been harder to reach. It requires all of those stakeholders, particularly support from governments, regulators, and other operators to enable that to happen. We've got to find a way to break down any barriers that exist in a collaborative manner. I'd like to call out some of our partners in particular. With our roots that we're focusing on in West Africa, there is not only ourselves, but our government partners in places like Togo and Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, etc. Our private sector partners like Phase 3, and then our customers ultimately that we're trying to serve in the most comprehensive manner. It requires that whole ecosystem to come together, and we're very proud to be at the center of making that happen.
Because I remember quite vividly a couple of years ago, we spoke to a representative from CSquared about when the Equiano cable came on board, when you were the landing partners to that cable. And I'm trying to imagine, how does this super highway here integrate with Equiano and other subsea cables?
Yeah, so we're the landing partner for Equiano in Togo in partnership with the government there through our joint venture. It's been very successful. We're delivering a terabyte of traffic into a region that previously was underserved with only really at the time one available subsea system. So not only was it limited capacity, but there was a greater risk of a system failure. I think the example of March last year showed how important Equiano was in terms of providing emergency connectivity services to the region more broadly. We've extended those relationships that we built on the back of that crisis and are continuing to serve our customers more broadly. But ultimately, what we're looking to do is integrate not only Equiano, but the other cable systems, both existing and to be launched, into our terrestrial footprint, which will allow, in the event of any sort of issue in any one of the landing stations or the data centers that we're all connecting into, we can roll over and we can serve customers through these alternative access points. So it's very important both for availability, for cost, but also for redundancy to ensure that we keep the level of service to that our customers expect.
And this is where we draw the curtains on this episode. Thank you for joining us on Africa Business Weekly.